Hello everybody, this is Manu-S and welcome to another Eternal Top Decks video series. Today I wanna share my updated Elysian Midrange list with you. Been a while since I recorded the last time. This list is very different from the last Elysian Midrange list that I recorded, so let's dive right in. First of all, the most striking difference here is that this list has no obelisk and therefore also not the typical dirtly units that come along with obelisk. Since we basically have like the biggest units in the game with like Walker, False Prince, Titan, Cirso, and Carnosaur, and even Ember Monument, that I don't think we need obelisk to make our stuff even bigger. It's just kind of slow, it costs 4, has little impact when you play it, makes you play all these like dirtly units to get to 8 for it to be really powerful, and so on and so forth. I'd rather just play more good cards that are good on their own than a card that makes our already good cards a bit better. And it has been doing pretty well for me so far. So let's talk about the units. The units, basically we have a bunch of support units, 4 Initiative Descents, 4 Friendly Wisp, 4 Sauropod Wrangler, 4 Dawnwalker if you want to count them as support units, and 3 Praxis Displacer. So Initiative Descent and Wrangler allow us to run fairly little power while also accelerating us into our Titans, Cirsos and Carnosaurs, which is really nice, like being able to drop a Cirso on turn 3 or turn 4 rather than turn 5, and a Carnosaur on 5 and sometimes even on turn 4 is pretty big. Like the opponent plays a Titan on 4 and we just Carnosaur right away. Gives us huge tempo swings. Friendly Wisp just like trades with small stuff, pings opponent for 1, and most importantly draws us 2 cards to help us not run out of steam. And Dawnwalker is just a nice threat, nice blocker, grindy engine against control, great synergy with Xenan initiation. Just overall another nice card that helps the deck not run out of steam. And then we have Praxis Displacer, which is just a very flexible, nice utility unit. The bounce effect generates a lot of tempo. It can help us in grindy games to rebuy Wisps or killer effects. It can bounce units with, say, a weapon on it, like a Deep Forge Blade, to get rid of that, and so on and so forth. Rebuy a unit under Permafrost, and so on and so on. Just does a lot of things. It's just a little slow in the sense that it's a 3-2 for 4, but the summon effect makes up for that nicely. Then we have our main threats. 4 False Prince, 4 Titan, 4 Cirso, and 3 Carnosaurs. Carnosaur, aside from being a beefy threat, also generates a lot of tempo and value, being a 2-for-1 basically. Coming down, killing something, and then leaving a 6-6 behind, which is great. And then we have the monuments, which are part of our power base, but also good threats in their own right. I'm currently on 31 power, including the monuments, which is reasonable with the 8 ramp units. If the deck wouldn't have any 6 drops, so 30 power would probably be fine, but I think with the 6 drops we want like at least 31, maybe even 32. Currently like 31 should be okay-ish between the card draw from Wisp and the Wranglers, and the fact that Seek is a non-power card power source, increasing our chance, increasing the average amount of power we gain on a redraw a bit, which is why I went back up to 4 Seek. I tried to run less Seek, partially because they're kind of slow, because they're depleted power basically, effectively, so they reduce our curve out potential a bit, but the fact that they are non-power card power sources actually comes in pretty handy with your redraws, because you have to redraw most 2 power hands, especially on the play, and then getting another 2 power hands pretty devastating, and Seek Power reduces the chances of that happening. Like even if you get the 33% chance to hit a 2 power hand on your redraw, there's still a chance to have a Seek Power in that hand too, so that is nice. Also not sure if 3 Ember Monument is right. It's possible that 2 is better, especially with 4 Seek Power, just because of how much that slows us down. But I wanted to test more monuments first, just because if the deck can take more, it's better because it's additional flood protection. And yeah, then we have a few utility spells. We have 4 Permafrost, has cheap and universal removal, with the killer effects taking care of Aegis and endurance units basically. 3 Xenan initiation, which are great with Cirso and Dawnwalker, but even with Titan. Like when you're on defense, you can use it with Titan, so you don't lose a blocker. On offense or against like 2 big threats, you can use it on Cirso to shrink them and even deal damage to the opponent in the same time. And if you get to use it on Dawnwalker early on, that can be very backbreaking to some opponents and can win the game on its own. So, and last but not least, we have Crystallize. I'm currently trying 3 Crystallize just because of how powerful the card is. The card just wins the game so often, and I wanted to draw it more often, especially without Obelisk. It's really nice against like the Obelisk versions when they just curve out with their dirty stuff like Temple Scribes and Acolytes, and you just drop these beefy guys and they take off another turn by playing Obelisk, and you already have like your beefy guys in play. Then just crystallize their board and win the game. It's just really good in most unit matchups, just bad against control. And yeah, 3 makes sure that you draw it often enough in the late game to just seal the deal. Has also helped me win a lot of games against aggressive decks like Burn Queen and stuff that otherwise can be tricky. So far I really like this 3 Crystallize. And yeah, the power base I already explained. The 7 times Sigils is like the bare minimum. Normally you want to try to have like 16 time sources for turn 1 initiate, but in order to fit more monuments I had to shave here because I don't think we can go lower on blue with some of the early blue cards and the double blue on 5. But yeah, this is what I would recommend as Elysian Midrange. The 3 Carnosaurs is a bit greedy. Maybe 2 would be more healthy, but the card's just really powerful and might sometimes take a little till you have the 6 power together to drop it, but it pulls its weight really well. This is one of the more greedier power bases, I would say, but it's still, I think, a lot better than what you see out there these days with like 25 power, 4 monuments in them, 0 Seek power, and like Amber Acolyte instead. These decks so often either go tap land, tap land, tap land, tap land, like depleted power, depleted power, depleted power, not really doing anything. If they draw more than 2 power anyways, like a lot of the time they will just, you kill or silence their initiate, they will sit there on 2 power with their Amber Acolytes in hand. It just makes no sense to me, it's absurd. And then they even run this slow Obelisk as well. Just doesn't make any sense to me. This is like basically 2 more base power than those decks and Seek instead of Acolyte, so we actually have like full power because the body of Acolyte's like whatever. You don't run Obelisk, and I would not run a 1-to-run Acolyte anyway with less than, say, I don't know, 28 or 29 base power without initiates. And last but not least, a few cards that I'm not running. Currently don't run any Backlash. I didn't feel they are that important main deck. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would not quite know how to fit them. I don't know, maybe you could shave like an initiation and a like the cards could see shaving is either like the third Crystallize, the third Carnosaur, or the third Initiation. Like these cards are something where you could shave to fit some backlashes, but I think if you want to consider backlash, you would probably want 2, and would be a lot of like tempo play shaving for those, and you don't even need them that often. Like against harsh roll they can be relevant, but you don't even need that all the time because you have the Dawnwalkers against some harsh roll decks. The Dawnwalkers just win. But against some others like Chalice, you probably would want Backlash, because backlashing their harsh roll might be the difference between winning and losing the matchup's not that good. But yeah, all in all, Backlash is not good in too many matchups, I think, and not that needed, which is why I'm not running it right now. Obelisk I already explained, and I think that's all the cards for now. Like there's Scouting Party, but that's also something that you don't really want without Obelisk. And also like Carnosaur is just better in this approach and in the meta game in general right now. Party might be like a nice sideboard card against control decks to have another reload after the sweepers or something to overload their removal and stuff. But yeah. Okay, that's it for the deck. Time to get ready for some games, battle a bit in Masters, and show the deck in action as usual. So stay tuned for the first half of the games coming up. Thanks for watching.